What we're going to learn today is map. Let me take you to Jupyter notebook and try to explain it with the help of an example. So here, let's say you have been given a list of salary. Consider that salary is in dollar and it's in thousands, right? So now if you have been asked to double up this salary, how are you going to do that? First thing you will do is create a blank list. Let's say new salary, and that's a blank list, and then you're gonna iterate through each of the item in this particular list. How? Like this. If you're not seeing the video on for loop, you can check out the video, link is given in the description section. For I in salary, you're gonna say for I in salary, and you're gonna create a new variable which is called new val, and in that you're gonna multiply I with 2, and then you're gonna append this in new salary dot append, and in that you're gonna append new val. All right, and then after that you would like to print a new salary. You see, it is doubled up, but it seemed to be a big task. Is there a way that we can minimize it? Yes, there is a way. So what we can do is we just create a blank list for function. We can create a function for this. What we can do is define, we can say double, and here we can supply the value, and whatever it is we just want to say return, and in return what we want to return is a into 2. all right, every item we want to just multiply it with 2. What next? So in the next line what we're gonna do is we're gonna use map function. Let's say map, and in this we're gonna use this particular function, right? So on function also I have created a separate video. You can check out that using the link given in the description section, right? So this is the function which we have been given, and here is the list on which we want to apply this. Now I want to store this in a variable, let's call new, right? And just hit enter. What happened? Nothing. Let's run. Oh, this is something which I don't understand, right? So how can we make it in a readable format? See, you got the result. So this is simpler than this. Here you don't have to use the for loop again and again, but still it looks to be a big task, right? First you are creating a function, then you are doing this over here. Okay, I'll just simplify this, but before that let me explain. Here is a new thing which we just used, right? So let me explain you what it exactly is, right? So here map is nothing but it is something which repeats a given task or function on each item in a given iterable, right? So till now we have used the loops to iterate through each item in a iterable, right? But here map does the same thing without using the loop. How do you write the syntax? So we write the syntax something like this. We start with saying map, and then provide the function which you want to repeat on each of the item, and then provide the iterable. It's as simple as that. For example, you want to check the length of each item in a given iterable. So you're gonna start map and you're gonna say length. This is the function. You will have to define this function, and then here you're gonna provide the iterables, right? And what it will do is, so if you see, this is the function and this is the iterable. So what it will do is it will apply this function on each of the item in this given iterable. So I just hope that it is clear to you. Now if you come over here, like I said, this still seems to be, though it simplified this task, but it still seemed to be a big work, I mean huge task, right? Is there a way to, you know, simplify it more? So yes, we're gonna use lambda function into that. Okay, so if you have not seen the lambda video, link is given in the description section, just check that out. Okay, so how are we gonna use that? First we're gonna say map, and then like I showed you here, first you need to provide the function and then the iterable. So the function which we want to use is lambda, and there are two arguments which we want to pass, right? What are those two arguments? Let's say x and y, and then you're gonna pass the expression, right? Or maybe let's say just we want to pass x only. Okay, and the expression will be x into 2. Okay, now this is your function. Before the comma, this is your function. After this you need to put your iterable, which is salary. Okay, this is done. Now you know that if once we run this, it will only return a object. So what we want to do is we want to put it in a readable format, so we're going to use list as well. So you see, it simplified your work. So this is the most simplified version of this task and this task. So this is how you see map function reduces the lines and helps you execute the things very quickly, okay, execute the function very quickly. So its main task is to execute whatever you provide over here on each of the item given in this iterable, okay. So I just hope that it is clear. Now let's take another example. For example, here I'm going to find the mean value of salary. So salary, np dot mean, np is nothing but the numpy library which I have imported at the beginning, right? You can also do that and you can follow the same thing. It just finds the mean, and here I'm going to find the mean of it, okay. Let's see this. So here we got the mean. Now next thing which we're gonna do is we're gonna find standard deviation for this salary. So for that you're gonna use np dot std, and then here I'm just going to use salary and just print the standard deviation. All that I'm trying to show you is I'm trying to give you a very practical example. How can you utilize this in your work? So here I'm just going to standardize a given population using z-score, right? So how can you do that? Okay, so now we have mean calculated and we have standard deviation calculated. Now we're going to standardize the salary using this. Now if you want to know what z-score is, how to standardize it, what is standard normal distribution, link is given in the description section. Just check that out. It is very helpful in data science, okay. Now over here I'm going to standardize this thing, okay. How can we do this? Simple, use map, and here I'm just going to use the lambda function. Sorry, here is the lambda. Now here I want to supply the list of values, okay, and here I'm going to give the expression. What is the expression that I want to use? I want to use x minus mean, and I want to divide it by standard deviation. This is the formula to find the z-score, and here we want to find the z-score for each of the item, okay. And now here I'm going to provide the list, and then I want to print this list, okay. So just hit enter. Now here you got your values standardized. So if you want to draw a normal standard distribution basis on this, what you can do is you can just import seaborn, as SNS. All right, it is imported. Now here what you're gonna do is you're gonna say SNS dot kde plot. Oops, you're gonna just wait, it is importing. It's yet imported. Okay, now it is imported. Now what you're gonna do is kde plot, and you just enclose this. Now here you got your things created, okay. You see the mean is 0 and so on, right? So this is how you can use this thing, right? Now the next example which we're gonna see over here is how can you concatenate these two things. So the other feature of map function is you can provide as many iterables as you want, but the function has to be one, okay. So again I'm going to use list, and then I'm going to use map. In that the expression will be lambda. I'm just going to use lambda, sorry. And here what I want is x comma y, and the expression which I want to use is x plus y, and then the list which I am going to provide is, you remember this entire thing is function, don't get confused with this comma. Now here I'm going to provide the first list which is nothing but the first name, and then second list which is nothing but the last name, and just hit enter. Now you see both of these two names are concatenated with each other. Now I just hope that you understood what map is. I've given you the enough example, at least what I think, right? Just in case if you have any doubt, put that into the comment section. I will highly encourage you to just try this thing, because if you don't try you won't learn it, right? Just try that, and whatever problem you face, put that into the comment section. I'll definitely try to reply on that, okay. Until then, happy learning, all the very best.